right, welcome in everybody to Dike-New Hartford basketball on YouTube. Joe Huck here, getting ready to start the D&H girls against Waterloo Columbus Catholic. Wolverines coming off of, actually haven't played in quite a while. I haven't been with you for a girls game since before Christmas, and the girls actually haven't played since over a week. This Friday would be 2 weeks. Went to Rhinebeck, play GR. Came away with a 66-19 victory. It's our only game since the break. Maren Bixby led the way with 22 points. She was 3 for 4 from behind the arc. Jaden Peterson had 14 points and 8 rebounds. She was 3 for 3 from behind the arc. And Peyton Peterson had 10 points and 9 rebounds. Wolverines only committed 6 fouls in the entire game. So, again, looking to keep that going as they're averaging about 6 fouls a game. So really, Wolverines don't get in a whole lot of foul trouble. Again, facing a Waterloo Columbus team that they went in early December, went over to Columbus and won 61-48 in what really was a close game for 3 quarters before that was the Wolverines' first game without Jaden Peterson. She didn't start, and she came in the fourth game a little bit of a boost, but the Wolverines were able to pull away at the end. So as we get ready to go here, I came out a little early just because I'm going to have to be a little more attentive during warm-ups. We are here tonight. We'll have girls and boys here tonight. Boys will be back here on Thursday for Roland Story. It'll be just a single boys game. And then girls and boys are back on the floor here on Saturday against Union. That is a early start. Girls game will start about 3 o'clock. With the boys' game to follow right around 4:30. So Saturday will be an early start, which is good. So we got here so we can go watch the football at the end of the day. But beside that point, again, really what you're seeing here, Wolverines here on the year, they're averaging 62 points a game, only giving up 31. Field goal percentage is about 47%. Three-point percentage 31%, a little over 31. Free throw percentage, 59, almost 60%. They are gathering 29.4 rebounds a game, 14, almost 15 assists a game, only 12 turnovers a game, so really a positive assist-to-turnover ratio is good at the high school level. Really hard to not have a lot of wins when you do that. And again, girls sitting 9-1 on the year. That only loss, a 1-point loss to Solon way back in early December. And then, as I said, fouls per game, they're only committing 6 fouls a game. We'll go here. While we're here, let's look at our starting lineups. We'll start with the Sailors. Starting for the Sailors, it's going to be number 1, Marley O'Brien. Number 3, Natalie Steele. Number 5, Morgan Bradley. Number 20, Macy O'Brien. And number 44, Sophia Keys. Couple seniors, junior, sophomore, freshman. So quite a wide range here for the Sailors. They are scoring 55 points a game and giving up 54, so still on the positive side of that. Their field goal percentage is right around almost 40%, just under 3-point, 21.3%. Free throw percentage, though, 66.5. So really a great free throw shooting team here for the Sailors. Rebounds per game, they're averaging almost 40 rebounds a game, 39.6. So again, getting on the boards is what they've been doing all year, and that's what they did against the Wolverines when we played them over there. So it's going to be interesting to see how that game runs out tonight. Assists per game, 14.9, and turnovers per game, 20.5. So again, as we talked about a little bit on that below 1 assist-to-turnover ratio. So, and then they're committing 10, almost 11 fouls a game, and they're 4-6 over their last 10. Wolverines obviously 9-1, as they are sitting today. So let me show you again here kind of the lineups, starting with the Sailors. As I said, Marley O'Brien's averaging 6.3 points and 2.5 rebounds for the Sailors. Natalie Steele is averaging 8.3 points and 11.9 rebounds. Morgan Bradley is averaging 16.5 points and 7.2 rebounds. Macy O'Brien is averaging 5.5 points and 3.7 rebounds. And Sophia Keys is averaging 14 points a game and 5.3 rebounds. That'd be the starting 5 there for the Sailors tonight. As we look at the Wolverines and their starting 5, Jaden Peterson averaging 11.3 points and 7.4 rebounds a game. Peyton Foster averaging 5.7 points per game and 1.7 rebounds. Marin Bixby averaging 12.3 points a game and 2.4 rebounds. Maddie Buskell averaging 2.6 points a game and 1.9 rebounds. And Peyton Peterson averaging 19.8 points a game and 9.1 rebounds. So, again, as we get close here, we're getting ready to do starting lineups. So I'm going to step away here. We're actually going to run the Booster Club ad. So, we appreciate everybody who helps donate with the Booster Club. These are all the business partners we have, and we'll be back here for opening lineups, which will probably be in process when we actually pop back, and the national anthem. So we will be right back after this. All right, anthem is over, and we are ready to roll Dike-New Hartford basketball. Again, as I said, Wolverines playing the Columbus Sailors tonight. Have not looked to see what the Wolverines' current record against the Sailors is, but it's been quite a while since they've suffered a defeat. But again, it was a close battle over at Columbus in Waterloo. 61-48 was the final, and the Wolverines pulled away here at the end. So we'll get ready here for the tip, and it is going to be Maren Bixby against Sophia Keys. Looks like the Sailors in more of a defensive tip. Wolverines have looked to score right off the tip. Bixby, tip up, and that one is actually taken away there by Macy O'Brien. She gets it back up top to Marley, over to Sophia Keys. Keys on the attack, out to Macy O'Brien. She's going to kick it over to Marley O'Brien. Into Steele, back to the O'Briens. Macy to Marley. Over to Keys. Ball tipped away. And it's going to be tied up. Maren Bixby ties it up with Natalie Steele. So it's going to be Wolverines basketball off that first tie-up here by the Wolverines. So we'll be joined here at halftime by Coach Tagtoe of the boys team, and we'll talk a little bit about the boys basketball. They've got a few more games, a couple more games than the girls have. Ball is up top with Jaden Peterson, into Peyton Foster, out to Maren Bixby. Skip to Maddie Busco, Busco to Peterson. Peterson up to Bixby. Bixby thought about the three, kicks it to Peyton Peterson. Ball's around to Peyton Foster, and she turns it over on the pass. Couple turnovers quick. Ball's up to Macy O'Brien. She gets the shot up, misses it, and might have been, out of bounds when she touched it. So we'll go back to the Wolverines here on that rebound, team rebound. Peterson will inbound it to Foster. Foster bringing the ball across. The usual five we've seen for the Wolverines, up to Jaden Peterson. Skips across to her sister, and that one is tipped away by Steele. Active hands in there. Looks like the Sailors are in a little bit of a 3-2 zone here. Now they might be matched up. Ball to Jaden Peterson, skipped over to Maren Bixby. Takes a look at the shot, doesn't take it. Skips, looks into Jaden Peterson, goes up and gets it against Steele and puts it up and in. Peterson, the first bucket of the night. Wolverines in their 2-1-2 press. Ball is tipped up and stolen by Bixby. Bixby with it. Sailors hit back. Gets it to Busco. Busco over to Foster. Foster into Peyton Peterson, who flips it, looks up for her sister, but well covered by the Sailors. Macy O'Brien bringing the ball down court. Is hampered there by Jaden Peterson. Kicks it over to her sister Marley, and that's blocked by Jaden. Both Peterson girls out there, and Jaden got it. Izzy Norton going to check in here for Maddie Busco. 2-0 Wolverines here with 6:15 to go. 26 seconds on the shot clock. Ball is into Macy O'Brien. O'Brien with it up top. Kicks it over to Bradley. Bradley down to Steele. Steele back up to Macy O'Brien. Into Keys. Back out to Bradley. She's going to take the three and miss it. Hustle. Rebounded by Macy O'Brien. Gets it to Marley. Back to Macy. Back to Marley. A lot about the three. Back to Macy. Tip back to her. Now Steele in the corner. Over to Marley up top on the wing. She will bank a three, and Columbus takes a 3-2 lead. Ball up quickly to Maren Bixby. Over to Peterson. Now Bixby, and back then over to Norton. Into Peyton Peterson, out to Peyton Foster. She'll take the three and hit it from the corner. Wolverines answer that three back. That is a People's Savings Bank three. Ball is quickly up here to Steele. Steele looks for Marley O'Brien, who gets it to Sophia Keys, who puts it in. We are tied at 5 with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Sailors playing with some intensity and some pace tonight. Peyton Foster on the attack. Little scoop. Doesn't get it. Rebounded there by Steele. She gets it to Keys and then to Macy O'Brien. She's being hampered. Ball is skipped up. Marley O'Brien gets it to Bradley, who puts it up and in. Sailors take the lead 7-5. Wolverines going to have to get back on defense and get back after it here. Ball is up top, kicked over to Jaden Peterson. Jaden Peterson, I think she went to go to Peyton Foster, who cut through. So another turnover by the Wolverines. Into the lineup for Marley O'Brien is going to be Kaylin Knipp, number 50. So first substitution in for the Sailors. Macy O'Brien with it. O'Brien up to Bradley. Bradley back to O'Brien. O'Brien with it up top, being hassled there. And we've got a timeout by Columbus. Just a 30-second timeout as O'Brien was caught up right at half court. So we've got just a 30-second timeout here, so we'll stay here with this. We will get a chance to run our People's Savings Bank ad. I'm sure quite a few times tonight, for sure at the quarters, but Wolverines will break the timeout here. And so on the floor for the Wolverines is Norton, the Peterson twins, Peyton Foster, and Bixby. So that's the 5 on the floor for the Wolverines. Again, the Wolverines in their normal rotation here, normal substitution pattern. That's one thing that we did talk about a little bit before the game was they played that game at Columbus without Jaden Peterson for 3 quarters. So really kind of threw everybody off just a little bit. But back to a normal now. Ball is into O'Brien. It's Macy O'Brien. She has it. She kicks it over to Bradley. Bradley to O'Brien, into Keys. Keys out to Bradley. Bradley looks for the 3 off the front of the rim, but rebounded by Keys. Out to O'Brien. O'Brien with it. She gets it tipped and taken away by Norton. Norton looks up for Bixby running out. Bixby to Jaden Peterson, who puts it up and in. Tie game. Wolverines on the turnover. Get it back. Keys with it. Gets it tipped away by Bixby. Long arms of this Wolverine front in this press. So Keys is going to have it. She's going to take it out of bounds. And Bixby will be guarding her. She gets it into O'Brien. Trap coming. Back to Keys. Keys will go up to Knipp. Knipp back to Keys. Keys, looks to kick it in. It looks like we might have had a kick there. So it'll be Columbus ball underneath. We've got a couple substitutions. Busco is going to come in for Foster, and Sylvie Fuller is going to come in for Maren Bixby. Marley O'Brien comes in for Morgan Bradley on the Columbus side. Ball's inbounded there to Steele, and she shoots it over top. Yep, that went over top and hit the pole. So that will be Wolverine basketball underneath. Tie game at 7 with 3:34 to go here in the first. Ball is into Busco. Busco with it, bringing it across. Gets it to Fuller. Fuller is going to get a foul, it looks like, by Steele. Steele a little aggressive on the defense. Fuller collects that foul against Natalie Steele. Fuller will inbound it. Fuller into Norton. Norton to Peyton Peterson. Peterson to her sister Jaden, who puts it up and in. Assist to Peyton. Jaden, a good up and in. She's got 6 quick. Ball is up quickly to Steele. Steele is going to throw that one away. She tried to hit Knipp going down the lane and just overthrew her. Bradley is going to come in for Steele. Jaden Peterson inbounds the ball to Maddie Busco. She'll bring it across. Wolverines lead this one 9-7. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Fuller with it. Back to Busco. Busco to Norton. Norton to Peterson. Keeping the ball around top. Cut through by Fuller. Fuller with it. Looks nothing into Busco. Busco will go into Peyton Peterson. She'll go out to Izzy Norton. Norton's 3 is not good. Rebounded there by Bradley. And on the pass, it's going to be tipped out of bounds by Jaden Peterson. Maren Bixby back in for Sylvie Fuller. So this is going to be, well, it's 23. That's Sawyer Schaefer who's in for the Sailors. That's Knipp, puts it up, mixes it. Rebounded by Peyton Peterson. Here she comes down the floor. Peterson, looks to kick it up to Norton, and it goes off Norton's hands and out of bounds. Miranda Tyler is going to come in for Jaden Peterson. So the 5 on the floor for the Wolverines are Norton, Bixby, Busco, Peterson, Peyton Peterson, and Miranda Tyler. Ball's up to Bradley. Bradley with it, guarded by Busco, trying to set the trap. Peterson steps up, Knipp with it in the corner. She throws it into, she was looking to get into Schaefer, and that was picked off by Bixby. Bixby looks up, and that is tipped away by Keys, who did a good job of getting back. Be Wolverines basketball underneath. And 2 minutes to go here in the first. We're going to have another substitution. That's going to be Steele coming in for Keys. And Macy O'Brien coming in for Marley O'Brien. So Busco will inbound it here for the Wolverines. Look into Peterson. Peterson out to Bixby. Bixby will take the 3. She hits it. Another People's Savings Bank 3. Maren Bixby from up top. Wolverines up 12-7. Ball into Bradley. Quickly back to O'Brien. Ball is tipped, taken away by Norton. Bixby finds Miranda Tyler, who hits the free throw jumper. Ball into Bradley. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien looks up to Schaefer. Schaefer with it across. Gets it to Steele. Steele skips it over to Knipp. She's going to take the 3. Misses it. Rebounded by Peyton Peterson. She gets it to Maren Bixby. Bixby up to Busco. Busco with it. Minute 25 to go here in the first quarter. Gets it over to Norton. Norton skips it to Bixby. Bixby for 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebounded there by Schaefer and tipped out of bounds, looks like by Miranda Tyler. Substitutions here for the Wolverines are going to be number 13, Peyton Foster, and number 3, Jaden Peterson, coming in for Peyton Peterson and Maddie Busco. Also in here for the Sailors is, I think that's 14. Yep, 14. I do not have her on my roster, so I will have to find that. Looks like that is Rachel Holland. Keys will come in for Schaefer. O'Brien up to Bradley. Bradley up to Holland. She puts it up and in and out. Ball tipped out. Bixby with it. Bixby up to Foster. Foster looks up for Norton. And she tried to get that shot up and one ended up going out of bounds on her. So it will be Columbus ball. 50.8 to go in the first quarter. Wolverines lead this one 14-7. Ball into O'Brien. That is kicked by Bixby. So Keys will take it out again, and we'll do it again. Wolverines in the diamond press now. Stretch this up. Back of the press is all the way at half court. Ball's into Bradley. Bradley dribbles through the press and is going to get fouled there by Foster. Foster trying to poke it away from behind, collects her first foul, Wolverines' first foul. And Busco is going to come back in for Izzy Norton. Keys inbounds it to Macy O'Brien. O'Brien with it up top. Over to Steele. Steele skips it to Bradley. Bradley up top to O'Brien. O'Brien's going to take that 3 off the side of the rim and got out of bounds. Bradley with a good attempt at trying to get it, but ended up going off her leg and out of bounds. Tyler inbounds it to Foster. Foster will bring it across. 28 seconds to go. Ball back to Foster. Foster up top with it. Hands it off to Bixby. Bixby on the drive. Kicks it over to Tyler. Tyler's going to take another jumper off the side of the rim. Rebounded by Jaden Peterson. She gets the shot up and in, and she's going to get the foul too. So Peterson with the bucket, and that foul is going to go on Natalie Steele. That's going to be her second here at the end of the first quarter. Peterson's free throw up and out, tipped by Bixby, but could not come down with it. Bradley with it. And that is going to be no touch, turned over by Columbus. Peyton Peterson back in for Tyler. 8 seconds to go. Right away to Bixby. Bixby for three. Bounced around, rebounded by Peterson. She gets a shot up and good right before the buzzer. Jaden Peterson starting this night off hot with 10 points here in the first quarter. We will be back here right after this message from People.
How can you become a Wolverine superfan?
With your Wolverine Pride debit card from People's Savings Bank.
Every time we swipe the Wolverine Pride debit card,
People's Savings Bank gives 6 cents back to D&H schools.
That added up to almost $2,000 this past year.
Get your Wolverine Pride debit card today. Roll blue.
All right, welcome back here as we get ready to start the second quarter. Wolverines up 18-7 here on Columbus, up by 11 here after one. And really, story of the game so far, Jaden Peterson has come to play tonight. She's got 10 points. Again, missed the first game, missed the first 3 quarters of the first game against the Sailors. So this is her last shot at them. So I know she wants to get out here and go. So ball will be Sailors basketball. Wolverines coming out will be the starting 5. Be Peterson, Foster, Bixby, Buskell, and Peterson. Foster over to Keys. Keys over to Marley O'Brien. It looks, and Marley O'Brien traveled before she put the ball down. So you've got Marley and Macy O'Brien, Sophia Keys, Morgan Bradley, and Natalie Steele, the 5 for the Sailors on the floor. Ball into Foster. Foster up to Bixby. Bixby skips across to Buskell. Buskell back to Foster up top. To Buskell, to Bixby in the corner. She gets it into Peterson, who kicks it out to Foster. Foster over to Bixby. Bixby back into Peyton Peterson. Peterson up and could not get the shot to go. Looks like it got a little blocked. Sophia Keys out quickly with it, and she will attack coast to coast. Rebounded there by Foster on the miss. Foster pushing it down, looks up to Jaden Peterson. Jaden skips it across to Marin Bixby. Bixby for 3. Off the rim, rebounded though by Peyton Peterson, and there's going to be a foul on the rebound. So that foul is going to go on Natalie Steele. That's going to be her 3rd here in the first half, and that is the first committed by the Sailors here in the second quarter. And a quick substitution is going to be Knipp, I'm assuming, for Steele with her 3 fouls. Yep, so Knipp is going to bring the ball, is going to play the middle of this zone for the Sailors. Jaden Peterson steps right in, gets the shot up, puts it in, and takes the foul. She's going to get another shot at a 3-point play. The foul was on 44, Sophia Keys. And Jaden Peterson just having a night, 12 points already. Shot is up and off the rim, and that, yep, they're going to get Bixby for climbing a little bit of displacement from behind her. That's going to be her first and the first of the second quarter for the Wolverines. Keys with it, inbounds the ball to Macy O'Brien, who's going to come up the left side, get trapped there. No, rebounds it, reverses it out to Keys. Keys gets it up to Bradley. Bradley to Knipp, back out to Bradley. She's going to take the 3. Rebounded there by Macy O'Brien, and she puts it up and in. So Wolverines need to get back on the boards. Ball quickly up to Bixby. Bixby's going to take the 3 and hit it. Another 3-pointer from People's Savings Bank. Thank you, and great job by Marin Bixby. Now, who's this foul going to be? It's going to be second foul on whoever it's on. So that's going to be on Peyton Foster, and that's going to be her second foul, as they're going to call that foul from behind. Wolverines go a little bit of man now. Ball is thrown away. Bixby gets it right to Jaden Peterson. Peterson gets tangled up with Keys. Keys got the rebound. She kicks it out to Bradley. Bradley with it. Kicks it over to Macy O'Brien. Oh, looked to get the ball in. It got tipped away and ended up with Knipp. Knipp. And that is going to be Bixby's second foul on Keys' 3, and that's going to be 3 free throws for Sophia Keys. Bixby just came out of nowhere and Keys is going to get 3 foul shots here. First one is up and good. Keys gets herself set for the second free throw. Ooh, in it. Now, just missed it, and that's going to bring the subs in. Now, Keys on the year is an 83% free throw shooter, so really does a good job when she gets to the line. She's missed. She's a one for 2. She's going to get the third one right here. Up and in. So converts 2 of the 3. Ball quickly up to Busco. Busco up to Peyton Peterson. Over to Maren Bixby. Maren Bixby spots up. Takes the 3 little long. Rebounded by Knipp. Knipp gets it to Bradley. Bradley gets it to Macy O'Brien. To Bradley. Macy O'Brien's going to take the 3. Rattles out. Rebounded by Jane Peterson. Peterson bringing the ball up. Kicks it up to her sister Peyton. Peyton out to Maren Bixby. Bixby for 3. Hits another one. Bixby on fire from outside tonight. Ball in here to Bradley. Bradley with it to O'Brien. Macy O'Brien to Bradley. Jaden Peterson tips that one away. Ends up in Marley O'Brien's hands. She gets to Macy. Back to Marley. Back to Macy. Macy looks to go into Bradley. Taken away by Peyton Peterson. Here she comes down court. Peyton Peterson. Rebound to the attack. Gets it taken away. Rebounded by Norton. Out to Bixby, who hits another 3. 4 threes tonight for Maren Bixby, and that's going to lead to a timeout by Coach O'Brien. And that's going to be a full timeout for Coach O'Brien here as the Sailors have Wolverines have put 11 quick points up. Have put 11 quick points up in this quarter and lead this one 29-11. As I said, right now it's Bixby and Peterson, 12 each. Maren with 4 threes. Peyton with 6 buckets and a couple of free throw attempts that she missed. So just need to clean those things up. Right now, Coach Dahl had just got done talking to the official. He's going to chat with the girls here. 5:13 left to go. And as I mentioned earlier, we will have Coach Alex Tagto here at halftime to work or to talk here. And then we'll also be joined by Coach Dahl during the boys' game. All right, both teams out of the timeout. Keys will inbound it on the floor for the Wolverines. Jaden Peterson, Peyton Peterson, Izzy Norton, Maren Bixby, Maddie Busco. Ball is over top of Busco to Bradley. Bradley up to Knipp. Knipp on the drive, kicks it over to Marley O'Brien. O'Brien up to Keys. Keys over to Bradley. Bradley back to Keys. Back to Bradley. Oh, look to go inside, but Peyton Peterson steps in front. She's going to go coast to coast. Peyton Peterson up and in, and she takes the foul. Macy O'Brien just kind of stuck her hand in there, and Peyton waited for her to get there and then shot it through the hand. So that is going to be Macy O'Brien's first. Peterson got the bucket and is going to get a chance to go here, try and get the three-point play. Peterson misses it. Tipped by Jaden Peterson, but ends up in Bradley's hands. Ball with Macy O'Brien, brings it across half court. O'Brien looks to go into Bradley. She gets the shot up, but rebounded by Peyton Peterson. Gives it to her sister, Jaden. Jaden over to Norton. Norton to Peyton. Peyton on the drive. Look to get it out, and that's going to be off of Columbus. Looked like that was tipped away. Nope, and looks like we're going to have a Wolverine substitution. Peyton Foster going to come in for Maddie Busco.
Peyton Foster returns to the Wolverine lineup.
Ball to be inbounded by Bixby. Bixby to Foster. Foster up to Peyton Peterson. Back to Bixby. Ooh, just about lost it. Gets it to Peyton Foster. Foster to Bixby. Bixby to Peyton Peterson. Over to Izzy Norton. Norton spot up for three. Good. 3-ball by Izzy Norton. Again, People's Savings Bank, we appreciate you. Thank you for all you do for us. Ball quickly up by Bradley, taken away by Peyton Peterson, and she's going to get fouled by Knipp. She stepped in front of her, and Knipp went to grab the ball, and that is going to be the fourth on the Sailors here in the second quarter. One more, Wolverines shoot the rest of the quarter. Looks like we're going to have a substitution. It's going to be Abby Weber coming in for the Sailors. She is going to come in for Knipp, who commits her first foul. Foster with it up top. Foster over to Bixby. Bixby looking into Peyton Peterson. Left-handed layup up and good. Peterson with another quick layup. Ball on the inbound to Macy O'Brien. And I think they're going to get Maren Bixby with her third foul. That is going to be Bixby's third foul here and the fourth on the Wolverines. And Sylvie Fuller will come in for subbing in for the Sailors is number 23 Schaefer coming in for Keys. Schaefer to inbound it. Looks up. She threw it and almost threw it out of bounds, but Macy O'Brien tipped it back into Abby Weber, who was standing out of bounds. Wolverines ball. Fuller into Foster. Foster with it, over to Fuller. Looks to go into Peterson. Peyton Peterson takes it up and off the front of the rim, but she is going to get 2 shots. Foul on the play. That's the 5th foul here, but that one is on number 23, Sawyer Schaefer. Her first, but the Sailors' 5th here in the second quarter. So 3:34, Wolverines going to line on every foul. Peterson misses the first one. She gets ready here to put the second one up. Shot is up and in. And Sailors are going to bring Knipp and Keys back into the lineup. It's going to be Macy O'Brien and Marley O'Brien coming out. So on the floor for the Sailors is Keys, Bradley, Schaefer, Weber, and Knipp. And that shot is up by Schaefer, rebounded by Jane Peterson. She gets it taken away by Knipp, who puts it up and in. That doesn't happen very often, folks. Foster with it, coming across. Looking right into Jane Peterson, puts it up. She's going to get fouled. She's going to get 2 free throws. And fouls on 50. Knipp, that's her second. Jaden Peterson, 2 free throws here. First free throw is up and good. Second free throw by Peterson. Up, off the rim. Fuller got her hand in there and poked it out of bounds. Tyler going to come in for Jaden Peterson. So Miranda Tyler, Peyton Peterson, Izzy Norton, Peyton Foster, and Sylvie Fuller on the floor for the Wolverines. Ball's up over top to Bradley. Bradley with it, looks up to Knipp. Knipp, back to Bradley. Bradley to Keys. Keys to Bradley. Bradley's going to take the 3 and put it in. That's something that I know we saw at Columbus was a few threes dropped for Columbus, allowing them to stay in that game for 3 quarters. Ball over to Fuller. Fuller on the drive, kicks it over to Peyton Peterson. Skips it to Peyton Foster. She's going to pull up for 3 off the rim. Rebounded by Bradley. Schaefer with it, bringing it across. Schaefer to Keys. Keys to Knipp. Knipp back to Schaefer, who goes in the lane and travels on her attack. That's going to bring Macy O'Brien and Rachel Holland in for Abby Weber and Sawyer Schaefer. So bringing the ball across is Peyton Foster. 2:20 to go in the first half. Wolverines lead this one 38-16. Norton with it over to Fuller. Skip pass back to Norton. Norton looks for three. Off. Ooh, a little bit off the front. Peyton Peterson with a hustle, but couldn't quite bring it back in bounds. Threw it across the corner. So Columbus ball. Keys with it. Keys up to O'Brien. O'Brien looked to go over top. Threw it over top of Bradley. And right between Bradley and Knipp, ball goes out of bounds to the Wolverines. Tyler with it. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Gets it to Foster. Foster brings it across to Tyler. Tyler into Peyton Peterson. Out to Foster. Foster for three. Off the side of the rim. Rebounded, though, by Peyton Peterson. She puts it up and in, and she's going to get, I believe, the third foul on Knipp. Yep, that is going to be Knipp's third foul here in the first half. 1:49 to go. Maddie Busco will check back in for the Wolverines for Izzy Norton, and Peyton Peterson getting a chance to complete the three-point play here. Peterson foul shot up and in. So Wolverines leading 41-16. Ball inbounded here to O'Brien. O'Brien to Keys. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien brings it up. Over to Bradley. Bradley with it. Coming across. Gets it back to Keys. Back to O'Brien. She takes the shot off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Peyton Peterson. Here she comes. Oh, look to get that pass up to Peyton Foster. Foster gets it to Busco. Busco gets the shot up and is going to go to the line for two, and that's going to be on Macy O'Brien. That is O'Brien's second here in the first half. Peyton Peterson looked to get that ball to Foster, and it got tipped, but went right to her. Busco hits the first one. Jaden Peterson in for her sister Peyton, and Marley O'Brien will come back in for Knipp. So Peterson, Foster, Fuller, Busco, and Tyler. And she hit as Busco hits the second one. Wolverines lead this one 43-16. Minute and a half to go. Drop back into a 2-3 zone. Macy O'Brien to Marley O'Brien. Back to Macy. Into Keys. Keys look to get it to Holland, and that one is actually tipped out of bounds, I think, by Jaden Peterson. So ball will be out of bounds to the Sailors as Sophia Keys gets ready. Keys into Holland, over up to Marley O'Brien. She'll take the three. Rebounded by Fuller. Fuller up to Foster. Foster bringing it across to the middle of the floor. 1:06 to go, first half. Ball to Jaden Peterson. Over to Busco. Busco on the attack. Kicks it out to Fuller. Fuller out to Jaden Peterson. Over to Foster. Into Miranda Tyler. She gets the shot up off the edge of the rim. Rebounded, though, by Jaden Peterson. Out to Busco. Her mid-range jumper is short. Rebounded by the Sailors. Macy O'Brien coming out with it. Macy O'Brien to Keys. Keys look to go into Holland, and Miranda Tyler steps in front and tips it away. Lauren Bixby back in here with her 3 fouls for Sylvie Fuller. Ball is in to Bradley. Bradley back to Macy O'Brien. Over top to Keys. Keys gets up, shot up and in against the Wolverines. Foster up quickly to Bixby. Bixby's going to get the layup. 24 seconds to go. Good response by the Wolverines. Macy O'Brien will bring it across. We're at 18 seconds. Wolverines leading this one 45-18. Marley O'Brien to Macy O'Brien. Into Keys. Keys look to go down to Holland, but end up throwing it off of Busco's legs. Wolverines have it. 4 seconds to go. Ball quickly up to Busco. Busco's left-handed shot up. No good. Rebounded by Jaden Peterson. She will not get that shot up, and we are at halftime, folks. Wolverines leading this one 45-18 as we get to the half. So, again, excellent job there in the second quarter, pushing it out, getting some quick up and down going. But we are definitely hitting halftime here on a high note. Wolverines with a good push. Lead this one 45-18. We're going to go ahead and play our Booster Club business donors. Again, if you're interested in getting that, get a hold of the school. Get a hold of Scott Conley or Jeff Jensen, who are our current co-presidents of the Booster Club, and get with them, and they can get you involved and get you hooked up here. So we're going to fire that. All right, welcome back, everybody. As we're going through halftime here of the girls' game. Wolverines lead this one 45-18. Good little run there by the Wolverines in the second quarter, really pushed this one out. So joined again, as always, during halftime of the girls' game by Coach Tagtow. Coach, guys coming off a big win last Thursday, have had some time off unintentionally, just with the weather. But talk about that game against West Fork.
Yeah, it was a good game. Unfortunately, looking back on it, kind of a bad time to have that game with the weather and non-conference, and it was a really fun game to be a part of, and I think a fun game to watch, and not a lot of people saw it, but back and forth the whole way. A lot of lead changes, kind of got down in the second half, and I don't think we had the lead in the fourth quarter until literally the last second of the game. So just kind of kept hanging around, getting enough stops and pulling out the ends.
Well, and you mentioned that, and with just over 4 seconds to go in the game, and West Fork up by 2, they had the ball out of bounds. You guys get a good 5-second call. Really great defense by the Wolverines for that 5 seconds. Warhawks couldn't get a timeout. So you get the ball underneath your own hoop. Run a play, get a foul. Run a play, get a foul. And they only had 2 fouls going into that, so that was good job by them to help kind of burn that time down.
Yep.
So you're set up with just over, I think, 2.6 on the clock. Run, and I said this at the beginning of the game. I still hold it. To me, I know it was a different play, but it looked like the same motion. But instead of Meester going in, he pops out. He hits that big 3 there as time ran out to get that win for you. Really exciting game all around.
Yeah, and honestly, that's by design to have those things look similar. That's the play we ran the first time when they fouled us was really kind of a counter to the inbounds play we run most often. So trying to get that same look, but get a different finish and hope to catch them off guard. And then kind of the same idea with the one that was the game winner on to look the same but have a different finish. So.
Yeah, like I said, Wolverines, you guys are sitting here at 6-5. really have only played in those 11 games. Have only played 4 in the conference in the East.
Yeah.
So really, like we talked about, obviously we get Union here on Saturday. You get this one tonight. We go over to Parkersburg on Friday night and you guys got Rolling Story on Thursday.
Yep.
So you guys got kind of a busy schedule here with tonight's game included. You got 4 games in 5 days.
Yes.
How are the legs feeling?
Well, they should be feeling good now. You know, we had all this time off. We went, Christmas break. We played 1 game, and then we got kind of miss a couple of days of practice due to weather. Sneak into practice, play 1 game, 3 days off, 1 practice, 1 game. So I'd say right now our legs should be about as good as they're ever going to be during the season. By the end of next week, we'll probably be dragging a little bit, but right now we're in good shape.
Well, and again, this game tonight, this is a game that you guys over earlier in December won by 8 over in Columbus, and it was a pretty tight game back and forth, and you guys pushed it out there at the end and really were able to take control there at the end of the game. And as you said, that Rolling Story game's going to be a bear coming up on Thursday. With just the boys playing, the girls not playing too. It's a little different for, I know, the guys with kind of having all that attention on them and without a girls game before it. And then obviously we know what Appleton Parkersburg is about. We actually played that one. I thought we played that one really close that first time we played them.
Yeah.
Had it down to I think 2 points there in the 4th quarter, and before they put a little run on us to end it. And then Union. I mean, I don't know much about them. I know they've been a tough game for us here as we've gone along. But here, as we sit, as you said, Christmas break, as we kind of come out of Christmas break, what are you seeing? What are you seeing this year? What are you seeing out of the guys?
Honestly, just really proud of the guys. I wouldn't say we changed a lot over Christmas break, but we kind of used that time to honestly really double down on the things that we started at the beginning of the season. It came at a good time for us to kind of get healthy and get back to full strength, which we've really – Thursday was really the first time with our full roster kind of the entire year. The guys have really bought into that stuff. We lost 2 in a row, and we didn't really – it could have been easy with that come in with Christmas break in the middle for everybody to kind of mail it in, but we kind of went the other way. I think that kind of galvanized us. Took GR right down to the wire. Looking back on it, maybe should have had that one if we could get a couple shots to go late in the game. Just the guys really bought in or committed. That's what I'd say the big thing is.
Well, and you said it there. You talked about that GR game being down to the wire there, which it was. I mean, it was a good back and forth. But it's something that obviously with this team, even with 5 losses, really have been in almost every game. There's only been a couple that have really, maybe one that's gotten away from you really.
Right.
And that being the Hudson game over there, which that's a good squad. And they showed why when we went over there. And you'll get a chance to get them back here in a week and see how you guys match up here a little bit further down the season.
Yeah. I think that's exactly right. We're right there with everybody, with the exception of that Hudson game. And to be honest with you, they've really done that to everybody they've played to this point in the season. So I don't think that's one to really hang your head about. But yeah, we're right there. I think we're playing well, and hopefully we can get another good effort tonight.
Well, and that's what you said. I think that's been kind of the thing. I've talked with a couple people, talked with the Columbus girls coach who I've known for years. I chatted with him, and I thought that was the thing going over there. It seemed like that was could have been a turning point for you guys. You really battled through that one and were able to come out with that victory. I think was that the one that Meester had went crazy in?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
I don't have the stats in front of me, but Colin had a really big night, so yeah.
30-some, I think, in that night.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
Something crazy that they just really couldn't handle him. So be interesting to see what Columbus tries to do to him tonight. And good luck tonight. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll talk with you as soon as probably on Saturday.
Yeah.
During the girls' game. So we'll chat with you on Saturday, and we can recap a few of these games in between.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Again, as we get ready here to start the second half, it was Coach Tagtel of the boys team. They're looking to get 2 in a row here tonight with this win over Columbus. Girls come out here as we start the 3rd quarter. It's going to be the starting 5 for the Wolverines. They are getting the ball to start the second half. So, again, it's Peyton and Jaden Peterson, Maddie Buskel, Peyton Foster, and Marin Bixby. Bixby does have 3 fouls. Foster does have 2, so something to keep an eye on here as we go along. Coming out for the Sailors, it will be Macy and Marley O'Brien, Steele, Bradley, and Keys. So starting lineups both ways. Ball over to Jaden Peterson. Jaden to Peyton Foster. Foster to Jaden. Jaden turns corner, looks to drive, kicks out to Busco. Busco for 3. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Jaden Peterson. Out to Peyton Foster. She's going to look for 3. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Bixby. Bixby to Busco. Busco with it. Bixby up top. Bixby to Jaden Peterson. She'll take it up strong, put it up and in. Peterson with her 15th point on the night here, just starting the third quarter. Ball with Marley O'Brien. She looked to go to Bradley, and that was taken away by Jaden Peterson. Peterson to Busco. Busco up to Marin Bixby, who gets the layup. Great assist by Maddie Busco. Sailors coming back. Ball over to Marley O'Brien. O'Brien with it. Kicks it to Bradley. Bradley in the corner. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien looked to go to Macy O'Brien. That ball tipped away, taken away by Bixby. Bixby to Peyton Peterson. Peterson coming down the court. Kicks it out to her sister Jaden. She'll put up the 3 off the back of the rim, and that looks like that's going to be off of Foster's arm and out of bounds to the Sailors. In for the Sailors is going to be number 50, Kaylin Knipp. She's going to come in for Marley O'Brien. So Macy O'Brien with the ball. O'Brien to Bradley. Bradley looks back up top to O'Brien. She attacks, looked to go out to Steele, and ends up turning it over. Ball is in Peyton Peterson's hands to Peyton Foster. Foster out to Bixby. Bixby thought about the 3. Kicks it across to Busco. Busco will take the 3. Oh, might have been a pass there to Peyton Peterson, who gets it up, misses it, gets her rebound, and she's going to get fouled. And that foul is going to be on number 20, Macy O'Brien. That's her 3rd foul, first of the second half for the Sailors. Wolverines lead this one 49-18. Peterson's first free throw up and good. Substitution in for the Wolverines is Izzy Norton in for Maddie Busco. Peterson gets set for the second one. Shot up and good. Hits them both. Wolverines lead this one 51-18. O'Brien with it. Over to Bradley. Bradley back to O'Brien. Over to Knipp. Knipp to Bradley on the wing. Back to Knipp. Knipp to O'Brien. O'Brien to Steele. Steele's going to take that 3 and hit it. Good rotation by the Sailors and a good hit by Steele. Wolverines out quickly to Bixby. She's going to take the 3, and she'll answer it with a 3 from the corner. Wolverines with a quick 3 in return. Macy O'Brien with it. Every time the Sailors seem to get it stolen there by Jaden Peterson. She goes up to Marin Bixby. She's going to get the shot up and good. Bixby on a breakaway layup again. Just saying, every time the Sailors put a bucket or 2 up, the Wolverines come back with a rush. O'Brien with it to Keys. Keys into Knipp. Knipp with it at the free throw line. Out to O'Brien. O'Brien over to Steele. Steele to Keys. She'll attack. She kicks it to Steele. And that is going to be off Steele's hands and out of bounds. Jaden Peterson might have got a finger on that one and knocked it off of Steele. Peyton Peterson with it up with it to inbound it to Peyton Foster. Wolverines come down. Get set in the offense. Over to Bixby. Bixby going to take the 3. Left it short. Might have been blocked a little bit by Bradley. Steele with the rebound. Gets it to Macy O'Brien. O'Brien kicks it up and throws it away. Looking to go into Bradley. We're going to have a substitution as Marley O'Brien will come in for Natalie Steele. All right. Ball is up. Ball with Foster coming across half court. Foster to Bixby. Bixby up to Norton. Norton to Jaden Peterson. Peterson to Bixby. Peyton Peterson calling for it. Ball goes off her hands and out of bounds. In will be Maddie Busco for Peyton Foster. Ball is quickly inbounded here to Macy O'Brien. Brian to Marley O'Brien. Over to Bradley in the corner. Back to Marley. Back to Bradley. Bradley, little short jumper. Missed it, but rebounded by Macy O'Brien. And she looks to go up, but nobody there. Izzy Norton is going to chase it down. She's going to get the shot up. Rebounded by Peyton Peterson, and she is going to get fouled, and that is going to be 2 free throws for Peyton Peterson. Good hustle by the Wolverines. And this is going to be on Sophia Keys, her second, and the second of the Sailors here in the third quarter. Shot is up and off the rim by Peyton Peterson. Sylvie Fuller and in for Maren Bixby. Sawyer Schaefer coming in for Macy O'Brien. Shot is up by Peterson and good. Peterson gets her 11th point on the night. Keys bringing it across. Wolverines, looks like Wolverines in a 1-3-1. Marley O'Brien double dribbles. She went to make a pass and it wasn't there. Picked it back up, put it back down. So Wolverines, we are in a running clock situation, folks. Wolverines lead this one 57-21, 3 minutes to go in the third. Ball over to Norton. Norton quickly to Peyton Peterson. Ball is now reversed over to Jaden Peterson. Back to Peyton. Peyton drop step, shot up. Might have been blocked by Knipp. Sophia Keys with it out quickly, gets it to Marley O'Brien. O'Brien into Bradley. Bradley kicks it over to Schaefer. Schaefer shot missed. Rebounded by Fuller. And that foul is going to go on Schaefer as Fuller got the rebound and she got fouled. So Peyton Foster will come in for Jaden Peterson. In for the Sailors, Abby Weber, Rachel Holland, and Natalie Steele back in for the Sailors. Busco with it, looks into Peterson. Peterson out to Busco. Busco for three. Good. Another three-pointer by the Wolverines. This time, Maddie Busco dials it up. Quickly to Steele on the wing. She misses it, and rebound, scrambled for, and yep, she gathered it and then fell. That is going to be a travel on Sawyer Schaefer. In for the Wolverines, number 53, Miranda Tyler, and number 15, Maren Bixby, coming in for Izzy Norton and Peyton Peterson. Ball to Peyton Foster. 1:27 to go here in the third. Wolverines up 60-21. Fuller for three from outside. Off the rim. Tyler battling for it. Gets the rebound. Got shot back up. Rebounded there by Steele. Steele gets it to, ball is now with Keys. Keys. Over to Weber. Weber back to Keys, and that is going to be a travel on Keys. Walk before she put it down. Under a minute here in the third. Busco inbounds to Foster. Foster with it. Over to Busco. Busco to Bixby. Bixby to Foster, and Foster looking for Busco, but threw it too high and out of bounds. 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Schaefer inbounds to Keys. Keys with it. Keys to Steele. Steele looking to go back to Keys, but that ball is tipped away by Bixby and taken by Foster. Foster to Busco. Busco will travel. Yep, drug her foot as she tried to stop. 10 seconds to go here in the third. Clock is running, and Sailors looking to inbound. 5 seconds. Keys with it. Keys gets the shot up off the shot clock. So that's going to end the third quarter, folks, and that's going to be a Wolverines lead this one 60-21 as the Wolverines get ready to play this fourth quarter out, and then we will be headed to the boys' game. So stay with us here. We'll be right back after this.
How can you become a Wolverine superfan?
With your Wolverine Pride debit card from People's Savings Bank.
Every time we swipe the Wolverine Pride debit card,
People's Savings Bank gives 6 cents back to D&H schools.
That added up to almost $2,000 this past year.
Get your Wolverine Pride debit card today. Roll blue.
All right, back here as we get ready to start the fourth quarter here. Wolverines lead this one 60-21. Out on the floor here for the Wolverines, Peyton Foster, Maddie Buskell, Izzy Norton, Miranda Tyler, and Sylvie Fuller. Out for the Sailors will be Marley O'Brien, Macy O'Brien, Kaylin Knipp, Morgan Bradley, and it looks like number 10, Olivia DeMuth. Ball is to O'Brien, and she traveled looking to get that ball into Bradley. Wolverine basketball here, 7:47 to go. Ball is into Foster. Foster bringing it across. Foster up to Tyler. Tyler out to Foster. Over to Buskell. Buskell looked to skip it across. Ball got hit in the hands. Foster goes and gets it. Puts it up and in with the left hand. Peyton Foster, good shot there. So Macy O'Brien with the ball. Into Knipp. Knipp out to Marley O'Brien. She's going to take the three. Off the front of the rim. Ball rebounded by Bradley. Bradley against two Wolverines. She's going to get the shot up and get the foul. We'll see who this one's on. That one is going to be on Sylvie Fuller. It'll be her first, team's first of the fourth quarter. Bradley will shoot the pair for the Sailors. First one, it rims out, no good. Bradley gets another one. Shot is up off the back of the rim. Battle for the rebound, rebounded by Fuller, and she is going to get tied up. It's going to be Wolverine basketball on the jump ball. Fuller is going to take the ball out of bounds. Fuller to Norton. Norton back to Fuller. Fuller up to Foster. Foster on the left side. Kicks it into Miranda Tyler. She gets her shot blocked. And she goes, chases it though and gets behind. Tips it away. Ball saved by Fuller to Norton. Norton kicks it down to Foster. Foster gets fouled by Macy O'Brien. That's going to be her fourth foul. And the first on the Sailors in this fourth quarter. We're going to have DeMuth and Marley O'Brien coming out. Ball inbounded to Foster. Keys and Knipp back in. Fuller takes the shot, misses it, rebounded by Knipp. Macy O'Brien bringing the ball across. Looks to go into Bradley. Bradley out to Knipp, over to O'Brien. O'Brien to Keys. Keys is going to take that three, get it blocked. Ball rebounded by Tyler, quickly out to Norton. Norton looking to go over to Buskell and ended up taken away by O'Brien. O'Brien bringing it back across for the Sailors. Ooh, good look. Keys looked in to go inside. Miranda Tyler stepped in front, tipped it away, and ball taken by Foster. Foster over to Fuller. Fuller to Norton. Norton back to Fuller. Fuller is going to take that three off the rim. Rebounded by Macy O'Brien. O'Brien to Keys. Keys bringing it across. Attacks, goes right into Tyler, and that's going to be, it looks like that's going to be a foul on Miranda. That's going to be her first. Yep, that's going to be on Tyler. It'll be her first and our second here in the fourth quarter. And that's going to put Sophia Keys on the line. Keys, as we said before, 83% free throw shooter coming in. First free throw up and good. Kaylin Meester in here for Maddie Busco. And it's number 14, Rachel Holland in for Knipp. Second free throw up and good by Keys. Ball is with Fuller. Fuller looking to go into Foster, and that's going to be off of Keys' hands. She tipped it away. Wolverine basketball. Fuller again taking it out. Fuller goes over top to Foster. Foster with it, trailed by Keys. Foster to Meester. Meester dribbles into trouble and gets tied up. That's going to be Sailor basketball. So Keys into Macy O'Brien. O'Brien over to Bradley. Bradley back to O'Brien. O'Brien will take the three. Rattles out. That ball tipped away. Taken by Miranda Tyler. Tyler up to Foster. Foster with it, coming across. Going to have some subs here by the Wolverines. Going to have a quick timeout, 30-second timeout by Bruce Dahl. And it's going to be Mariah Ash in for Izzy Norton. So Ash will take the ball out of bounds here. She gets it into Foster. Foster with it up top, 4:22 to go. Foster to Meester. Meester into Ash. Ash takes up strong, off the back of the rim and out, rebounded by Steele. Steele gets it over to Keys. Keys bringing it up. Keys going to attack right down the middle, off the bottom of the backboard, rebounded by Miranda Tyler. Tyler bringing it across, gets it to Foster. Foster with it. Foster to Meester. Meester looks to attack, gets into the lane, takes it out to Fuller. Fuller will go back to Meester. Meester to Foster. Foster to Fuller. Fuller puts ball on the deck, attacks, and she kicked it out to Tyler, or to Ash. That's going to be a foul on Natalie Steele, her fourth. In for Peyton Foster is Kennedy Seelman, and Abby Weber back in for the Sailors. Meester to Foster. Foster to Ash. Ash looking for Meester on the wing. She's going to go back to Ash. Ash over to Miranda Tyler. Tyler looks into Meester. Meester gets a shot up and in. Gets a good shot up against Keys and puts it over the rim and in. Keys bringing it back. Tyler with the assist on that one. Ball to... That's going to be up. That's going to be a foul on Fuller. That's going to be Fuller's second, and that's going to be a third on the Wolverines here. In for the Wolverines is going to be number 21, Sophie Bennett, coming in for Sylvie Fuller. Bennett, top of this 2-3 zone. Tyler on. Ball out to Bradley. Ooh, we're going to get one. I don't know if that can be Tyler from the backside. We'll see what the officials call. Yep, they're going to get Miranda Tyler at her second. And they're going to shoot. Bradley's going to shoot two. Tyler came from behind and got that foul. Bradley's first shot is up and off the rim. Substitutions here for everybody. It's going to be number 33, Joy Eilderts, in for Miranda Tyler. And substitutions here for the Sailors. It's going to be number 11, Lucy Jameson. Number 10, Olivia DeMuth. Number 13, Lily Faraday. Number 23, Sawyer Schaefer. And I'm missing somebody. Oh, 22, Abby Weber. Meester with it coming across. Meester is going to get fouled there by DeMuth. So that's going to be the third on the Sailors here in this fourth quarter. Meester with it, looks up to Ash. Ash battles for it, gets it. Kicks it up to Eilderts. Eilderts back out to Mariah Ash. Ash to Meester. Meester out to Bennett. Bennett's going to take the shot off the rim. Ball is saved in by Weber. She's bringing it down, and Kennedy Seelman. And we're going to have a quick timeout just to get some substitutions in here. It's going to be number 0, Aviana Calendez. Number 42, Kira Webicki. I'm going to butcher names, and I apologize. And number 30, Kalia Heckel. Ball tipped away by Ash. So 5 on the floor for your Wolverines. Meester, Bennett, Eilderts, Ash, and Silman. Shot is up and saved quickly to Ash. Ash will get it. Meester with it. Meester looking up, and that ball's going to be taken away there by Wilbecki. And we are going to have another quick timeout as we're going to get subs in here for the Wolverines. Staying will be number 21, Sophie Bennett. In now are number 55, Mallory Peterson. Number 51, Autumn Meester. Number 41, Riley Reichs. And number 44, who just took that shot, Josie Silman. She gets that shot blocked. Ball quickly up here into Jamison's hands. Ball tipped away, and that's going to end up being Sailor ball as we get under 30 seconds to go here in the game. Jamison inbounds to Faraday. That ball was shot, but then rebounded there. Rebounded there by, I don't know who's wearing what tonight. Shot up by Autumn Meester and good. That looks like that's going to be the end of the game, folks. Wolverines going to take this one 66-24. Good job. Really pushed that thing out. Took the lead early, but pushed that thing out in the second quarter and just continued to go. Good for the Wolverines here after having been off since almost 2 weeks. Wolverines now will look to set their sights on Appleton-Parkersburg in Parkersburg on Friday night. Game time should be right around 6:15. I'm going to guess there will be a stream. I will be back with you on Saturday for the Union game for the girls' side. So, again, Saturday will be a 3 o'clock start for the girls. Wolverines take the win here tonight, and we will get ready here for the boys' game. I'm going to sign off from the girls, and we will get ready here for the boys right after this. So, again, Wolverine basketball here on YouTube. We'll be back after this break.